Imagine you are standing at the edge of a dense forest. Before you is a vast stretch of trees, winding paths, and no clear direction. You have two choices. You can wander aimlessly, hoping to stumble upon the right path, or you can use a map, a compass, and a clear destination to guide you. This is the difference between living with purpose and living without it. Many people go through life without truly understanding what they want, where they are going. When you don't have a clear purpose, life feels like an endless maze with no exit. Every decision becomes confusing, every setback feels like a crisis, and every challenge seems overwhelming. Without direction, people find themselves making choices based on temporary emotions, external pressures, or societal expectations, rather than a deep sense of personal conviction. They chase money without understanding what they truly value. They take jobs that drain their energy. They enter relationships that don't fulfill them, and they pursue goals that don't bring them joy. But when you have clarity of purpose, everything changes. Think of a ship sailing on the ocean. If a captain doesn't know where the ship is going, it will drift aimlessly, at the mercy of the wind and the waves. But if the captain has a clear destination, they can adjust the sails, navigate storms, and stay on course no matter what obstacles arise. The same principle applies to life. A clear purpose acts as an internal compass, guiding every decision, every action, and every choice. It removes the guesswork and uncertainty that so many people struggle with. Instead of wandering through life, unsure of what to do next, you gain a sense of confidence and control. You know what matters, what doesn't, and where to focus your energy. One of the greatest benefits of having clarity of purpose is that it simplifies decision-making. When you know where you're headed, making choices becomes easier. You don't waste time on distractions because you understand what aligns with your goals and what doesn't. You don't spend energy on things that don't serve your higher mission because you recognize what truly matters. For example, imagine two people receive the same job offer. One of them has no clear purpose. They're just looking for a paycheck. They spend days agonizing over the decision, weighing pros and cons, considering salary, location, benefits, and other external factors. The other person, however, has a clear purpose. They know exactly what kind of work fulfills them, what impact they want to make, and what aligns with their values. Their decision is almost instant. They either accept or decline based on whether the opportunity moves them closer to their ultimate purpose. That's the power of clarity. It eliminates doubt and hesitation. Another important aspect of clarity of purpose is that it gives you resilience. Life is full of setbacks, obstacles, and unexpected challenges. Without a clear purpose, these setbacks can feel discouraging, even devastating. People without purpose often give up when things get hard because they don't see a reason to keep going. They lose motivation, fall into self-doubt, and start questioning whether their efforts are worth it. But when you have a strong sense of purpose, challenges don't stop you, they fuel you. Instead of seeing obstacles as roadblocks, you see them as stepping stones. Instead of viewing failure as a dead end, you see it as a lesson. You become more persistent, more determined, and more willing to push through difficulties because you know what you are working toward. Consider someone who wants to start a business. If they don't have a clear purpose beyond just making money, they will likely give up at the first sign of struggle. The moment they face financial difficulty, rejection, or uncertainty, they will question whether it's worth it. But if their purpose is deeply rooted, perhaps they want to create a product that improves people's lives or build something that leaves a lasting impact, they will find the strength to keep going, no matter how hard the journey becomes. Clarity of purpose also helps in managing time and energy. Without it, people often waste time on things that don't serve them. They say yes to every request, spend hours on meaningless tasks, and get caught up in distractions. They fill their schedules with obligations that drain them instead of activities that energize them. But when you have a clear purpose, you become intentional with how you spend your time. You prioritize what matters. You set boundaries. You focus on high-impact activities that align with your mission. You stop letting other people dictate your schedule and start taking control of your own life. One of the biggest misconceptions about purpose is that it has to be something grand or world-changing. Many people think that unless they have a purpose as big as curing diseases or changing the world, their purpose doesn't matter. But the truth is, purpose doesn't have to be huge. It just has to be personal. For some people, their purpose might be raising a loving family. For others, it might be creating art, helping others, or building something meaningful. It doesn't matter what the purpose is, as long as it resonates with them and gives their life direction. Clarity of purpose also enhances confidence. When you know why you're doing what you're doing, you stop seeking validation from others. You no longer need approval because you have a deep internal conviction. You trust yourself. You believe in your path. You stop comparing yourself to others and start focusing on your own journey. This is why some of the most successful people in the world aren't necessarily the most talented, the most educated, or the most privileged. They are simply the ones with the clearest purpose. They wake up every day knowing exactly what they're working toward, and they pursue it relentlessly. Without clarity, even the most talented individuals can remain stuck. They might have skills, intelligence, and potential, but without a sense of direction, all of it goes to waste. On the other hand, someone with a strong purpose but average talent can often outperform those with more natural ability simply because they have a clear mission driving them forward. It's not intelligence, money, or luck that determines success. It's direction. It's knowing exactly where you're going and why you want to get there. Your why fuels your how. Every great achievement, every significant breakthrough, and every life-changing success starts with a reason, a why. It is the foundation upon which everything else is built. It is the unseen force that drives action, sustains effort, and determines whether someone gives up or keeps going. Without a compelling why, even the simplest challenges feel insurmountable. But when your why is strong enough, the how takes care of itself. Too often, people focus on the how, the strategies, the steps, the techniques, without first understanding why they are doing what they are doing. They look for motivation, routines, and formulas for success, but they ignore the deeper question: what is pushing them forward? The truth is, motivation comes and goes. Discipline can feel exhausting, and strategies change. But a deeply rooted why provides a constant source of fuel. Think of a person who wants to lose weight. If their only reason is superficial, perhaps they just want to look good in a swimsuit. They might start strong, but the moment temptation appears or results take longer than expected, they lose interest. However, if their why is deeply personal, maybe they want to be healthy for their children, avoid a family history of illness, or regain their confidence, then the journey becomes non-negotiable. Suddenly, waking up early to exercise isn't a burden, it's a necessity. Skipping unhealthy food isn't a sacrifice, it's a choice in alignment with their deeper purpose. This principle applies to every aspect of life. A student who studies just to pass an exam will likely procrastinate, lack passion, and struggle to retain knowledge. But a student who studies because they have a clear vision of the future they want, whether it's becoming a doctor, an engineer, or an artist, will find the energy to push through late nights, difficult subjects, and moments of frustration. The how becomes easier when the why is clear. Consider entrepreneurs. Starting a business is not easy. It involves long hours, financial risks, constant learning, and overcoming obstacles. Many businesses fail, not because the owners lacked intelligence or resources, but because they lacked a powerful why. Entrepreneurs who are only in it for the money often quit at the first sign of struggle. But those who are driven by a mission, perhaps they want to solve a problem, create something meaningful, or change lives, find a way to keep going, even when things get tough. History is filled with examples of people whose why fueled their how. Thomas Edison failed thousands of times before perfecting the light bulb. If he had been driven only by profit, he might have given up. But his why, to bring light to the world, kept him going. Martin Luther King Jr. faced threats, opposition, and extreme adversity, yet he continued because his why, his vision of equality and justice, was more powerful than any obstacle. And so, Steve Jobs revolutionized technology not because he simply wanted to sell computers, but because he had a clear why to challenge the status quo and create tools that empowered people. The reason your why is so powerful is that it taps into something deeper than logic. It connects with emotion. Logic may tell you to go to the gym, wake up early, or work on your business. But when you're tired, unmotivated, or discouraged, logic alone won't be enough. Emotion, on the other hand, is a far stronger force. When you have a why that stirs your emotions, something deeply personal and meaningful, you don't rely on external motivation. You create your own fuel. Imagine you are standing on one side of a wooden plank. But what if, instead of a briefcase, your child was on the other side, in danger? Would you hesitate? Suddenly, it wouldn't matter how high the plank was. You wouldn't ask how to do it, whether it was difficult or if you were capable. You would simply find a way, because your why, saving your child, was powerful enough to eliminate doubt, fear, and hesitation. This is the difference between people who succeed and people who struggle. Those with a powerful why don't make excuses. They don't get stuck in analysis paralysis. They don't wait for perfect conditions. They simply take action because their why demands it. Your why also influences your endurance. Many people start strong but burn out quickly because they are fueled by short-term motivation rather than deep purpose. If someone starts a new career solely for money, they may initially feel excited, but over time the challenges, stress, and setbacks will drain them. However, if they start a career because it aligns with their passion, values, or desire to make an impact, they will find the energy to persist even when things get tough. Athletes understand this concept well. The most successful athletes in the world don't just train because they want trophies. They train because their why, whether it's proving something to themselves, inspiring others, or breaking barriers, is so deeply embedded in their identity that quitting is never an option. They don't need to be forced to practice. They want to practice. They don't look for shortcuts. They embrace the process. When your why is clear, your how becomes a natural extension of your mission. You stop needing external validation. You stop waiting for motivation. You stop overthinking every step. You simply do what needs to be done because the reason behind your actions is more important than any discomfort, fear, or challenge. Many people look for shortcuts to success, thinking that if they just find the right strategy, they'll achieve their goals faster. But without a strong why, even the best strategies won't work. On the other hand, someone with a strong why will figure out the how, even if they don't have all the answers at first. It's not about talent, luck, or intelligence. It's about commitment. And commitment comes from a deeply rooted why. Success is not about motivation, it's about purpose. Many people believe that success is all about motivation. They think that if they just stay motivated enough, they will achieve their dreams, push through challenges, and reach the highest levels of success. But the truth is, motivation is fleeting. It comes and goes like the wind. Some days you wake up feeling inspired, ready to conquer the world. Other days, you can't even find the energy to get out of bed. If success were only about motivation, then nobody would be consistent, nobody would follow through, and nobody would achieve greatness. That's why success isn't about motivation. Purpose fuels you even when motivation is nowhere to be found. Think about the most successful people in any field. Do you think they wake up feeling motivated every single day? Do you think Olympic athletes feel excited about training every morning? Do you think entrepreneurs never have days where they doubt themselves? Of course not. But what separates them from everyone else is that they have something stronger than motivation. They have a purpose that drives them forward. A person who only relies on motivation will struggle with consistency. One day they will feel unstoppable, and the next they will struggle to take action. They will wait for inspiration before making a move, and when they don't feel inspired, they will procrastinate. They will find themselves in an endless cycle of highs and lows, always chasing motivation instead of building discipline. But when you have purpose, you don't need to feel like doing something in order to do it. You do it because it matters. You do it because it aligns with something bigger than yourself. You do it because your purpose demands it. Imagine a doctor working long hours in a hospital. There will be days when they feel tired, frustrated, or even overwhelmed. If their only motivation was money, they might quit when things get hard. But if their purpose is to save lives, to help others, and to make a difference, then quitting isn't an option. They keep going, not because they feel like it, but because they have a mission that is greater than their temporary emotions. This is why so many people struggle with long-term success. They start a new business, a new project, or a new goal with excitement, but the moment things become difficult, they lose interest. Why? Because their motivation fades, and they never had a strong purpose to begin with. Success is about commitment, and commitment doesn't come from motivation. It comes from knowing why you are doing what you're doing. Look at some of the greatest inventors, leaders, and visionaries throughout history. Thomas Edison didn't wake up every morning feeling motivated to invent the light bulb. He faced over 1,000 failed experiments before he finally succeeded. If he had relied on motivation, he would have given up long before reaching his breakthrough. But he had a purpose. He wanted to create something that would change the world. The same is true for someone like Martin Luther King Jr. He didn't give speeches, organize marches, and stand up against injustice because he felt motivated every day. He did it because he had a purpose that was bigger than his fears, his doubts, or his struggles. If you look at people who achieve long-term success, you will notice that they aren't always the most talented, the smartest, or the luckiest. But they are always the ones with the strongest sense of purpose. Motivation is like a sugar rush. It gives you a quick burst of energy, but it doesn't last. Purpose, on the other hand, is like a deep well that you can draw from again and again, no matter how tired or discouraged you feel. Think about someone training for a marathon. At the beginning, they might feel excited and motivated, but after weeks of intense training, waking up early and pushing through pain, that motivation will fade. If they don't have a deeper reason to keep going, a purpose that keeps them committed, they will likely give up. But if they are running to prove something to themselves, to raise money for a cause, or to honor someone they love, then they will find the strength to push through, even when every muscle in their body is telling them to stop. This is why people who chase success without a clear purpose often feel empty, even when they achieve their goals. They might get the promotion, build the business, or reach their financial targets, but without purpose, success feels meaningless. They realize that success isn't just about what you accomplish, it's about why you accomplish it. Money, status, and achievements can only take you so far. If your success is not connected to a purpose, you will always feel like something is missing. But when your success is driven by a meaningful purpose, every step of the journey becomes fulfilling, even the struggles, the setbacks, and the challenges. A strong purpose also helps you navigate uncertainty. Life is unpredictable, and challenges will always arise. If you don't have a purpose, you will be easily thrown off course by difficulties. You will question yourself, hesitate, and become discouraged. But if you have a clear purpose, you will always have a reason to keep moving forward, no matter what happens. People often say they need motivation to take action, but the truth is, action creates motivation. Some of the most successful people in the world aren't motivated every day. They don't wake up every morning feeling excited, but they have something more powerful, a reason to keep going, a mission that pushes them forward, and a purpose that fuels their every move. People don't follow goals, they follow meaning. Goals are everywhere. People set goals for their careers, their health, their relationships, and their finances. Companies set goals for growth, innovation, and expansion. Athletes set goals for performance, championships, and records. Yet, despite the abundance of goal setting, many people fail to follow through. They start strong, but somewhere along the way, they lose motivation, get distracted, or abandon their goals altogether. Why? Because goals alone are not enough. People don't follow goals, they follow meaning. A goal is simply an endpoint, a target, a result you want to achieve. But meaning is deeper. Meaning is the emotional connection behind the goal. It is the reason why the goal matters in the first place. Without meaning, a goal is just another item on a to-do list, another obligation, another task that can be postponed or ignored when things get tough. But when a goal is tied to meaning, it becomes non-negotiable. It becomes something people are willing to fight for, sacrifice for, and commit to, no matter the obstacles. Consider a person who sets a goal to lose weight. If their goal is simply, I want to lose 20 pounds, they might start out motivated. They join a gym, plan their meals, and stick to a routine. But after a few weeks, when the initial excitement fades and the process becomes difficult, they might begin to slack off. They might skip workouts, make excuses, and eventually abandon the goal altogether. But now imagine someone who wants to lose weight because they want to live longer for their children. They want to have the energy to play with them, to watch them grow up, to be there for their future. Suddenly, the goal is not just about numbers on a scale. It is about something much bigger. It is about meaning. And because of that, they don't quit when things get hard. They don't let setbacks stop them. They push through discomfort because their goal is connected to something that truly matters. This is why so many New Year's resolutions fail. People set goals without connecting them to deeper meaning. They want to read more books, make more money, exercise regularly, but they don't ask themselves why these things are important to them. Without meaning, goals feel like a burden. With meaning, they become a mission. Companies and leaders understand this principle well. The most successful businesses are not the ones that only focus on revenue and profits. They are the ones that stand for something greater. They inspire people with a vision that means something. Take Apple, for example. Steve Jobs didn't just set a goal to sell computers. His mission was to challenge the status quo and create tools that empower people. That sense of meaning attracted customers, employees, and supporters who believed in the vision. It wasn't about the goal of selling products. It was about the deeper purpose behind the products. The same principle applies to leadership. People don't follow leaders because of their goals. They follow them because of their vision and meaning. A manager who tells their employees, we need to increase sales by 20%, might not inspire much action, but a leader who says, we are here to change lives through what we offer, will spark passion and commitment. Athletes don't become great because they set a goal to win a championship. They become great because winning means something to them. It represents hard work, sacrifice, and a legacy they want to leave behind. If you look at the most legendary athletes in history, they were not just chasing trophies. They were chasing something much bigger, a chance to prove something, to inspire others, to make history. Think about people who work tirelessly towards something, even when there's no immediate reward. A scientist researching a cure for a disease might spend years working without seeing results. If their only goal was publish a paper or win an award, they might have given up. But because their work has meaning, because they know it could save lives, they keep going. This is why some people stick with their goals, while others quit. When a goal lacks meaning, quitting is easy. But when something truly matters, giving up is not an option. Meaning is also what separates fulfilling success from empty success. Many people chase goals, climbing the corporate ladder, making more money, achieving more status, only to reach the top and feel unfulfilled. They realize they worked so hard for something that didn't actually mean anything to them. On the other hand, someone who builds a life around meaning, whether it's helping others, creating something valuable, or making a difference, finds fulfillment regardless of how much money or fame they accumulate. Parents understand this deeply. Raising children is one of the hardest things a person can do. There are sleepless nights, endless sacrifices, and constant challenges. If parenting were only a goal, raise a child successfully, it would feel overwhelming. But parents don't do it because of a checklist. They do it because it has meaning. They do it because they love their children and want to give them the best life possible. The same applies to relationships. A person might set a goal to have a happy marriage, but if they don't understand the deeper meaning behind that goal, if they don't see their relationship as something worth nurturing, protecting, and fighting for, then the effort fades. When problems arise, they give up. But those who see their relationship as meaningful, put in the work, no matter what challenges come their way. So why do so many people struggle with achieving their goals? Because they focus too much on what they want and not enough on why they want it. They make vision boards, write down resolutions, and create to-do lists, but they don't take the time to ask themselves, what does this truly mean to me? A goal without meaning is just a wish. But when a goal is driven by deep personal meaning, it becomes a commitment. It becomes something that defines who you are and what you stand for. History has shown that the most influential people, those who have changed the world, didn't just chase goals. They followed meaning. They pursued something that mattered so much to them that they couldn't ignore it, couldn't let go of it, and couldn't stop working toward it. People don't wake up every day excited about goals, but they do wake up every day ready to fight for something that has meaning,